Obviously, there's been a lot of soul searching, a lot of finger pointing at this point. Is it fair to be placing blame at the feet of anyone other than the shooter at this point?
Yeah, I mean, not direct him. No, this guy was clearly a nut. I mean, a schizophrenic, a paranoid. I don't know, I'm not a psychologist, but nut would be the layman's term. But it's also clear that he was very anti-government. I mean, if you read some of the stuff that we have, that we know he wrote, I mean, it's sprinkled with things, anti-government ideas, treason, tyranny, the gold, get back to the gold standard, that kind of stuff that seems like it, you know, I don't know who else but Glenn Beck talks about that. I'm not saying he was specifically listening to Mr. Beck or anybody else, but Glenn Beck is also a little nutty. You know, I mean, this Jared guy's chalkboard in his basement, I'm not sure it wouldn't look that different than Glenn Beck's chalkboard. And yeah, I think it's disingenuous for the right wing, as I've heard them say today, that we can't make any connection here, or else the false equivalency argument that I hear. You know, there's a lot of nuts on the left too. Yeah, there are nutty people on the left too. They don't make threats. They don't talk about guns. You know, I heard someone on NPR today say, well, you know, and when Bush was president, there was Bush equals Hitler signs. From who? Not from someone in Congress. Yeah, there's always going to be some nut out there. I don't know who had that sign. But Sarah Palin put the crosshairs up on her website. That's a person in a position of authority. Her other example was, you know, Keith Olbermann says, worst person in the world. Well, first of all, it's comedy. It's tongue-in-cheek. And it's very different than what Alan West talks about, what Michelle Bachmann talks about. I want to, you know, keep my opponent scared to come out of his house. I want Minnesotans armed and dangerous. Sharon Engel with Second Amendment remedies. You know, you float these ideas. Nobody on the left is saying that it would cause a rational person to do something crazy. We're saying it goes out to the borderline cases, the nutty people. But it's always from the right.